Hey, good morning to you. Thanks for joining us for WLB News Now, The Rundown. I'm Quillen Parker. It is now 11:10 here on this Friday morning. We're continuing to stay on top of that developing story here out of Dougherty County and Lee County, where police we now know they're investigating a domestic murder-suicide. We were on scene here in Lee County. This was Fairstone and Hearthstone Drive in Lee County, just off of Highway 82, an active scene this morning. I want to get right over to WLB News 10's Ashanti Isaac, who is joining us live from where that original call came in, actually in Dougherty County, where we now know the victim's name in that shooting and the connection between Dougherty County and Lee County. Ashanti, walk us through what you know at this time.
Yes, Quinlan, just like you said, it's definitely been a domestic dispute that was a murder-suicide that happened in Dougherty County, and then it went to Lee County. So right now I'm at the place where that murder first took place. This is right across the street from Monroe High School. If anybody knows this street in Monroe, and even if you listen throughout this shot, you might even hear announcements on the PA system. Is directly across the street from the high school. That shows you the close proximity. Now, this yard here is belonging to one of the witnesses who actually called 911. He said that he would talk with me a little bit later. And if you hear some activity in the background, it's also people cutting their grasses because it's also a residential neighborhood. So this is where the call to 911 first came in, and that lady, she has been confirmed as Lee Dyson, and she's a 50-year-old Caucasian woman, and she was in this yard, according to witnesses, around 2 to 4 a.m. in the morning. Now I'm going to take a step out of the frame here so that you can see. This is where, and if you look at it, I'm going to give you a quick little look. Just give me 2 seconds. If you see those tracks in the ground, this is where the witnesses say that the wrecker actually dragged that car out of this yard here in Dougherty County. This is the yard here where that activity took place. And the witness, he was actually very nice enough for me to come here and do this live shot and just show South Georgia exactly what happened. So basically what he said when he called 911 is that he saw this lady with a gunshot wound. And I'm adjusting the camera. I'm sorry, I'm out here by myself, but I just wanted to give y'all a visual of what I'm seeing out here. So he called 911. He saw her with a gunshot wound while she was in that vehicle, and then they saw a person drive to Lee County, and that's where deputies went to Lee County, and that's where Jay was this morning, one of our producers and reporters. He was there this morning, and that's where they found that person or a body in the home after they got some type of warrant to go inside, and that's where they located it. So right now what we know is just that it is a murder-suicide. We know that it is a domestic dispute. We know that it happened here in Dougherty County, and then it went to Lee County, which Coroner Fowler, he was called out because the connection right there. So we're still working to learn more about the details about why was she here at 4 o'clock between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning. Why did the spouse come out here? How did they end up back in Lee County, and how did deputies even start to put these puzzles of the pieces together?
Yeah, Shantae, and really quickly, I want to take people through some of the events here showing what we were learning as of this morning. So this is a two-county situation. So Dougherty County, Albany Police are the lead investigative agency in this case, but the Lee County Sheriff's Office was called in to help with the Albany Police Department investigate because we know that the victim, who we now know is Lee Dyson, the 50-year-old woman who died after being shot multiple times on Lee Street in Albany, actually lives on Hearthstone Drive in Lee County, which is where our crews were this morning. So authorities were on scene. It was a very active scene at this time. And in fact, it actually disrupted some bus routes this morning. So hopefully all the students there, not a lot of students were impacted by those bus routes being delayed. But those, again, drivers could not get into that neighborhood because of the active situation that was going on at that time. And we just learned from the Lee County Sheriff's Office, Ashanti, just a few moments ago, or about 30 minutes ago, on their Facebook page, that they again were helping with the Albany Police Department. Their SWAT team, Lee County SWAT team, was helping execute a search warrant, and again they did clear the scene. But that was in relation to that ongoing homicide, which we now know was in South Albany on Lee Street. Ashanti, have you heard anything else from people that you've talked with in that neighborhood, in that area? What are you hearing from people there?
Yeah, Quillen, the only thing that I'm really hearing is that they're just trying to figure out why was she here during that time of the morning between 2 and 4 o'clock in the morning, according to them. And then how did this transition into a murder-suicide? They're just trying to put the same pieces of the puzzle together the same way that we are. Some of the neighbors said that when they woke up, they heard the gunshots. A lot of people on the street heard the gunshots, and then they called police, and then police were out here working the scene early this morning. And now that we know that, you know, it did disrupt some of those bus routes, now we're trying to question or trying to figure out what time did this happen early this morning, because if it was out here at 2:04, it disrupted the bus routes. We're trying to figure out what time did it happen. We're also trying to figure out some of the background of Miss Dyson and her spouse. We still don't know his name yet. We still have not confirmed his name as yet, so we're still working to get those details too. And then we also want to know, do they have kids? We want to know who they are as people, and not just as people who were just involved in this tragic incident as a murder-suicide, but what type of life did they live, just the type of lives and the type of people that they were. So we're just trying to work to figure out a lot of stuff. It's still early in the investigation. We're still waiting on APD to release more information, and we're still waiting on the Lee County Sheriff's Office to update us with any information that they have as well. But one thing that I am very grateful for is that it did happen when children were not in school, because I really want to stress how close this is to Monroe. I know when we were doing our little mic checks, Quinlan, you were saying, oh wow, like you're really there, because we could hear the announcements from the school. So it just kind of shows the proximity of the neighborhood to the school. And so the Lee County school system, they were disrupted, but thankfully Monroe was not disrupted in that bus route this morning with all this activity. So still a lot of things that we have to figure out, still a lot of things we have to, you know, work through and process and get confirmed information, not just hearsay and things off the streets, but exactly what officials are saying.
Thank you for coming on and talking with us. Of course, we're going to check back in with you on WLB News 10 at noon. And you brought up a good point there, Ashanti. Thank you. I want to take you now to this map really quickly that shows where, just how close that scene is to the high school. So Lee Street sits just off of Lippett Drive here in front of the high school, Monroe Comprehensive High School. So a very close proximity of the school. So again, there, Ashanti making a good note that very fortunate and glad and thankful that this did not transpire later on in the morning, this morning rather, when those students could have been walking to school, when those students could have been boarding buses in that area. We know that I personally know a lot of kids do live very close to the school in that area in South Albany. So again, just wanted to show you in proximity how close it is to Monroe Comprehensive High School. And so again, we're going to stay on top of this developing story and bring you any latest developments out of it as we learn more throughout the day. Make sure that you stay up to date with us on our website as well as WALB.com. All right, let's talk about